Right, you daydreamers. Have you observed children when they're watching TV? And some adults as well, actually. And their mouths are open. And their eyes are kind of glazed over and they go into Mong mode. And the TV programs them. So if you've got one of those things in your house, get rid of it. Now, how about being programmed by something higher? You might have things in your life that, problems or issues that you're having trouble dealing with, or trapped in a corner, not sure which way to move. The situation might be particularly delicate. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't apply to any particular individual. It applies to everyone. We all have these things. But no action is a form of consent. If you allow something to happen, it will continue happening. And you might want to change it, modify a situation, or change the circumstances, but you don't know how. And it's a quandary that gets us all. And here's a little trick for you. Just go and sit somewhere or lie down and just mellow out, just relax, and let the mind wander. Just let it wander. It'll wander all over the place. And just watch the thoughts. Just be mindful of the thoughts. And you might be pondering the particular set of circumstances or the situation that you're trying to overcome. And in amongst all of those thoughts, there might be one thought that's just appeared out of nowhere that makes more sense than all the other thoughts. So, here's the thing. Now, this is not meditation, people. This is something else. Now, that one thought, right, who put it there? Where did it come from? So this is where you become cognizant, or you begin to recognize that there is, in your life, a higher authority, another power, a force. Use the force, Luke. Call it whatever you want. And it will intercede. But all too often the mind doesn't notice, because people think that they are the voice in their heads when they are not. So when you're daydreaming, just you're being lucid, and then you might see you'll recognize a thought that is unusual. It'll stand out from all the others, and that'll be the way to go. Now, meditation is where the thoughts just carry on, blah, 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 because that's what the mind does. If you're trying to shut your mind up, have fun with that, because you'll drive yourself fucking nuts. The instruction is take no thought. So this is meditation now. When a thought comes in, it might be something like, oh, the weather's shit. And then you'll go, yeah, it is shit. Maybe I should wear a hat. Where's my scarf? And that's it. Because you've took ownership of that thought, you're now running with it. But if you don't take that thought just sails on by. And then another one will come in. Don't take it. It will sail on by. And what happens then is that those thoughts get shut out, like on Noah's Ark. Because Noah's Ark is about meditation. It's not about a boat. And the door gets shut. Who shut the door on Noah's Ark? It was God. God is your brain. So it's about brain frequency. And then you're off to Never Never Land. Metallica sung about that. I think it's Enter the Sandman. Hold your pillow tight. Sleep with one eye open. We're off to Never Never Land. Didn't Michael Jackson call his place Never Never Land? Interesting, isn't it? I wonder what they knew. I know what they know. So should you. So, the mind is a great thing. You know, not all the thoughts are yours. The other week I spoke about light disrupting computers. Now, light is conscious. Light is consciousness. And the same thing applies to your thoughts. You have your own individual consciousness, but there is a higher consciousness. And it's learning to discern what's the best course of action. And you'll find that the mind, because it's karmic, it's a circle. It does the same thing over and over again. It never seems to get anywhere. But for those of you that are learning to discern, you'll recognize a thought that's different from the others. Like that little piece of light that's come in and upset the computer program. It's the same thing. As above, so below, as within, so without. And your brain is a form of a computer. And there is the creator would be the master programmer, so to speak. And so when you become sentient of these very subtle, very, very subtle processes, it will start to play out in your day-to-day life. You'll have synchronicities. And, oh, it's just a coincidence. Yeah, that's what blind and deaf people say. What was it Carl Jung said? Oh, Carl Jung spoke about synchronicities. And he said that the blind people, synchronicities are only for people with eyes to see. So Carl Jung, he knew a thing or two. So it's that level of discernment. And you'll find as well, with regards to synchronicity, is that your attention will be directed to show you something. Like me, I see 33 all the time, or I see 311 or 131, all those kind of variations of numbers, but I see it 100 times a day. And for me, it's just an affirmation. That's all it is. I try not to assign any meaning to it because that would become a belief system. And I'm trying to be free of all that shit. And that's what I want you to be, is to get beyond your belief systems. That's why meditation's important, because it smashes your belief systems. It tears down those walls. So, remember when we were young? Stop daydreaming. Stop daydreaming. You're a daydreamer. They beat that out of you, didn't they? Daydream. Imagination is the best nation in the world. It's the only nation in the world worth knowing. If you want to be patriotic about your imagination. So, I was going to do some more parables, and I'm not going to do that tonight. Is that the moon behind me? Yeah, it is. Yeah. I was going to do some more parables tonight, but I decided not to because I made myself an egg salad today. And I sat down and ate it with loads of leafy greens, and my stomach was churning, and the eggs were good. So it's nothing to do with eggs, it's to do with my body. My body is saying no to eggs. So eggs will be coming off the menu. More recently, onions have come off the menu. They give me acid reflux. So the body is teaching the mind. And the mind has to love the body. That's just the way it is. And I received an email. I can't stop eating meat when I'm in the supermarket. The beef and the lamb, it just jumps out at me. Yeah, fuck off. So I've already replied to the individual. If you're one of those individuals that is coming up with those kind of lame excuses, this is what I'll say to you. You know, did the lamb and the beef ask you to lift it out of the freezer or the fridge in the supermarket and then take it with you all the way home and then unwrap it and then turn the frying pan on or the oven on, and then cook it, and then season it, and then cut it, and then put it on your fork, and then put it in your mouth. How persuasive that beef and lamb is for such a, it's a dead animal, full of hormones and fuck knows what else they inject them with nowadays. They even use stamps. They stamp the meat, and the stamp's got graphene oxide in it. That's the same shit that's in the thorn in the side. Bon appetit. So my advice to people that are struggling with that is do what I did. When I started questioning those eating habits, I watched all the videos about slaughter and what actually happens to the animals before it lands on your dinner plate. Yeah, get through those videos, because it's bad enough what humans do to humans, but what we do to animals is absolutely fucking diabolical, and there is a consequence for that. If you're a meat eater, you will experience nothing, and whatever consciousness you think you have, that'll be taken from you.